Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm not going to take up loads of your time here. I'm actually just going to pop over to the Hangouts. I'm just going to share my screen quickly and make sure that you've got me and that you can hear me okay. So hopefully you can. So if you can let me know in the chat that you can hear me and you can see me. I know this is a bit of a short notice, this Hangout, but I wanted to give you a couple of little updates. Okay, thanks, Dave, for that. And thanks, Barbara. So I wanted to give you a couple of updates and also wanted to tell you about, so I'm going to come back over to here. Let me stop sharing for a minute. So, well, we put up a founder position, what was it, a silver position for a member that actually, he's got an illness and he needs to raise some money towards his illness. So what we did was we put we couldn't give him a refund because we don't give refunds on the founder position because the money gets allocated to programmers and to the mining equipment, and your money, once you paid it, gets allocated fairly quickly. So we couldn't give him a refund because we don't offer refunds. So what we did, we put it up for auction. We've actually got 0.75 of a Bitcoin being bidded for that founder position. So we're just waiting for that payment to come in, and then we'll send that straight over to this guy that needs to raise the money. So he's very happy. I spoke to him this morning on the phone and gave him a personal call. He's thanking the person, obviously, that's made the bid. We know there was quite a few of that put in a bid for that particular founder position, but we can only have one person that gets it, and that's obviously the highest bidder. So the highest bidder was 0.75 of a Bitcoin for that silver founder position. Okay, so that puts an end to that little problem we had, if you like. Not a problem for us, but a problem for our friend, our Zukul friend. Obviously, he's going to stay a Zukul member, but he needed the money for his health, and health comes first. So what I want to do is I want to quickly share my screen, because I want to tell you that we've been working. We're working constantly in the background. Okay, we're constantly working in the background, and I've got a couple of tabs open here. And the first thing I want to do is take you to. Let me just take you to where are we here? Go down to the betting bots. No, gone to the wrong screen. Let's go to this one. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take you to this screen here, which is the stats screen. And I want to make sure that there's a few things that people are aware of what's on this screen. Okay. Now, what you can do, obviously, you can filter by budget. So if I'm just going to put in $100 there, okay, and then filter by budget. And we've had a member that sent in a big suggestion of things to do, and I'm going to be answering him. But what I want to tell you is what we're doing at the moment and what you've got on this screen. Now, if you want to change these stats by so that they're all the same, you change them in the master setting over here. Now, admittedly, you've got to go down each one of them to change them. But, when you search for a budget, the robot goes out and brings you back the best statistics for that budget on a particular day. Okay. Now, if you was to filter everything by the same strategy, so look, this is strategy C, strategy B, strategy C. So if I put in C, you can see it changes the figures, and well, in this case, it's just almost got to my budget, 99. So if I then change this algorithm, so what they got here is 30. This is a 10, and this is an 80. So if I change this to 80, just to show you, you can see now that we're running a loss. So, members asked us to give a master filter to change everything. So I'm not so sure that's going to benefit you at all, because you really need to be working on your budget. And as you can see, if you've got $100 with a budget of 148, you'd have actually lost $16.99. So, once you start to change these formulas and algorithms and strategies on this left-hand side here in the master one, it basically changes everything, but it also changes your budget. You see, now I had a budget of 100. Well, it's saying now I only need $4.75. Okay. And so you can change that on this side. But the reason why I wanted to show you this is because this particular member asked us and said, well, it would be good to know how the bot made that money. And you've got that little button here, which is, it looks like a motorway sign. I'm going to click it, and it will show you a chart, okay? And it will show you how the bot made its money, okay? Now, you won't see this good or bad chart because this is only what I see, and I can mark the chart. But this is showing you, the chart will show you exactly how the bot made or lost its money throughout that period of trading, okay? So you can see that at the bottom there by clicking on that motorway sign. And I'll just check with the programmers to make sure that that's working correctly. But that motorway sign will show you a chart that shows you all the ups and downs and how it placed its bets, when it placed its bets, how much it placed, and all that sort of stuff, okay? But what we've been doing is we've been collecting a ton of data. So we're going to be changing these, there's some changes going to start to happen. We may be doing away with one of the strategies, because I think it was strategy C that the programmers have told me. We may be doing away with that strategy because it's not much different from strategy B, I believe, you know. So we're running the algorithms now, okay? But the next thing I wanted to do is to bring you back to this screen, okay? Now, I set this bot up with the hoping to lose, and I wanted to do it to make a point. But now you should have in your back office now, you should be able to come and click on this button here underneath the profit, okay? And what you'll do is you'll get this a pop-up like this one that shows you what your bot's doing and how it's performing, okay? So as you can see, obviously here, when you start the bot's at 0, there's neither a profit or a loss when you first start the bot. But as you can see, this bot, and I set it up deliberately to run into a loss because I wanted to show you this chart and show you and why you should leave your bots running for a period of time, okay? So as you hover your mouse around this, it will show you at the points of where your bot was. So you can see here that my bot straight out the gate went into minus 64 cents, okay? Then it's gone down, and it's got down to this low point here of 92. Well, it's even lower than that if I can get in. There it is, 96.01, okay? That's the low point. That's the lowest it's got in from my budget. You know, my original budget was 150, and I said if it loses 150, stop the bot, because that's what I'm prepared to lose. But I also set a profit target of 20, but it never reached the profit target, and it still hasn't reached the profit target. And if you look here, if you follow, you chase up your bot, you go up the screen and across here, you'll see all the times of when the bot made an order, whether it was in a loss or whether it was in it gained any ground. But obviously it's still in a loss. But as you can see here, as I go up the chart, the loss is getting less and less and less. And now I'm at the stage, you see, I went up here, I think, let me just get it. I was 95 cents in in arrears, if you like, in a loss. And now the bot, I'm still running the bot because I want the bot to run its course. Okay, I want the bot to run its course. So at the moment, I'm $12.90 in minus. But you can see at one point the bot lost $96 of my $150 budget that I set. I've got the bot running for 1,000 hours. Okay, so I don't want the bot to stop. But let me take you over to the archive. Okay, so I've got this bot here. Okay, a demo bot. And if I look, if I put on the chart, you'll see something like this. You'll see a different chart with bots that get into profit. And basically what it's done when it came out the gate is, if you look here on this bot, it says I set a budget of 10,000. I'll show you there on the side there. I set a budget of 10,000. Okay, demo bot, just to run it, see what happened. I get it running for 7,000 hours. Okay. And as you can see, the bot, out of the 10,000, it had to lose 452.50 before it could get into the 887 profit. So let me show you how that works. So when it came out the gate, it started losing. Okay, started losing, went down to 125. But I've let my bot run. I don't interfere with it. I don't change the settings. You let the bot run. And as you can see, the milestones. Then it came through into profit of $425. And if I look here at my profit target is now 250, because I went in and changed it because I wanted to stop it, okay, basically. But originally I had that at 1,000, you see. So if I come back here, you'll see, sorry, the original look was 250. It got into profit, So it's locked the profit in. This is not the one I set up for 1,000. I do apologize. So it locked the profit in. So now I know it's not going to sort of lose my profit. But what I did was I went in and adjusted the settings because I wanted to play with it. And as you could see, my bot went down and lost me minus 400 and something details. Let me just quit that Skype. Lost me 452 down there, 50, which is what it told me. But had I not adjusted the settings and raised the profit target, it would have locked in my 250 here. You see, it would have locked in my 250. But I adjusted the settings. Now, I'm not recommending you just adjust your settings. I wanted to do this on the bot so I could show you these charts of what happens. Now, had I not adjusted the settings, the bot would have stopped around here. It would have stopped here, wouldn't it? It would have stopped too, because it wouldn't want to go below my profit. You see, so all of this stuff after this blue dot here wouldn't be on the chart because it was approaching the profit target, and it'd say, "Well, I've got the profit of 250. I'll stop." So it knew then that it was $297 in profit, and that's what it would have stopped at. It wouldn't have made another bet. So I would have set a budget of 250, and my bot would have stopped at 297.50. Okay, because it would have approached this profit target. Now, as you see, it didn't, because it dropped down, it would have stopped the bot. But I went in and changed the settings, and then I set it came back up. It got through the profit target, got up to 470, and it went above. You see, a budget split level went above here. It's got a new profit target up here. You see. So again, the bot would have stopped here, wouldn't have made this bet. But I went in and adjusted it because I wanted to get it so it could show you this chart. And again, it dropped down. You see, so the point is what I'm trying to show you here is that your bot, once it gets through the profit target, doesn't matter how many hours you've got it set up for, if it's going to lose what it's gained you, it will stop and put it into goal reached. Okay. And there's no good you coming in and adjusting the settings like I've done, because what could happen is you could end up going down here and losing everything that you originally started with. So you set a profit target, you leave it. If it goes into goals reached, just go and set up another bot. Okay. But again, when you set up a new bot, I wouldn't recommend you coming into here. Okay, I wouldn't recommend you coming into here. Look, if I come onto that and duplicating these settings, okay, on your bots, because the market will change. The market could change. You know, what a bot did an hour ago is not necessarily what it's going to do in 5 minutes' time. Okay, so you must remember that if your bot, because if you look here, because, you know, a member said to me, well, could you show us how the bot performed in the last hour? Of course I could. So imagine I showed you this bot and said, well, this bot in the last hour made 297. You said, great, I'm going to set my bot up. I'm going to use those settings that's been recommended to me. But the next hour, look what happened. It lost 47 and it lost 452. So it's irrelevant what he did in the last hour. When you trade in the now. You don't trade in the past. All you're doing with statistics is you look at what's been going on, and statistics help you make an educated guess of what you believe might happen in the future. But there's no, if you know, because a member's asked me to show stats of what the best performing bots would be in the last hour, but I believe that would be a wrong move, because people would choose it, and it would be perfectly see in this example. If I showed you this bot and this was the point I was showing you on the 25th at 2:34, okay, and said, well, in the last hour, that bot's made, 297. Now, if I come down here and we go at 2:40, so look, 2:34, 2:40, it's lost $47. So you would have set your bot up saying, well, that one's been making money in the last hour. Set your bot up, and what? Not even an hour's passed, and it's in a loss of $47.50. Come down even further. Look, do maths. Look, 2:34, it's in profit of 297. 2:40, it's now lost. So 2:34, 2:40, 5 minutes, it's lost. 2:56, what? 10 minutes has gone by and it's lost 452. Now, had I given you the stats on this screen showing you what the best performing bot was in the last hour, and you set that up, I think you'd be very, very disappointed to say, well, I set that up because it showed me the last hour, and yet in the next 10 minutes it lost all my budget. So the smart way to do it is to do it over a longer period, isn't it? Is over a longer period, which is what we've done. We've done over 3 days. We've given you a 24-hour window, another 24-hour window, another 24-hour window. And again, you could say, like Darren's done in his hangouts, you could say, well, he's going to do 7 days. Well, could be 7 days it does great, and then on the 8th day it does bad. You could say, well, okay, let's do 10 days. Well, on the 10th day it could have done good, and on the 11th day it's done bad. You cannot tell, you cannot predict the future, okay? And the more data I give you, I believe the more I will confuse you, you know? So we want to keep it as simple as possible. We give you 3 days, okay? So you can see how it performed over 3 days. If you want to analyze that data even deeper, then, you know, you can do what Darren's done and set up little spreadsheets. I personally don't do that. I come in and look at the charts, and I come in and choose and play with put my budget in, what I want to spend, and look for what I'm going to choose, and let my bots run the course. You must let them run the course. As you know, as you can quite rightly see here in this bot here, I still hasn't run the course. It's still spent $96 of my 150. So if I show you this chart, and if I had a small budget, say I set this for, I had a budget of $20, well, I'd be disappointed, wouldn't I? Because it's lost my $20 up here. Look, the bot started. Let's see when the bot started. What, 1341 was when it lost its first on the 23rd. And then if we come down to the next one, so what was that? Did I say that was 1403? Is it 14? No, 1401. 1401. Then we come down to 1435, and it's lost me 64 cents. So, but out the gate, it had lost me $4.64. So if I set a small budget, okay, if I set a small budget, my bot would have stopped around here, okay? So it doesn't make sense for me to not let my bot go all through this process. You know, I've still got confidence that this bot's going to recover. Okay, this bot's going to recover, and it's going to get me my profit that I want, but it's just going the long way about it. And that's what the charts will do. That's what the markets do. That's how cruel it is in the markets. The bot cannot predict the future. All the bot can do is try to make a trade and get you a winning trade. Okay, but you know, again, you're playing. There's a certain point that when you're trading, when you're doing binary options, there's a point where you cannot trade on that time frame anymore. You know, so that means you place your order in, and that order has to now play out. There's nothing you can do. You can't go and edit the order. And you know, if you put even a robot, if it believes the price is going to go down, it puts its order in to say the price is going to go down, but yet it rises. That's out of it. That's it. No bot or no human could do that. All you're doing is the bot will take out the emotions for you. And I can tell you, if I come back to the hangout, that we've worked on now. We've worked on not like 200 bots or 300. We've run thousands and thousands of bots, because we don't have to. You know, the programmers don't have to manually go in, select, and set a bot up, set a bot up, set a bot up. They could just run an algorithm that does bots with all different settings on. Bang, 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 and it can run through the data of the last 30 days, 60 days. And it can check to see if any bots are winning. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you is if you come here, okay, if you come in here, a martingale formula is where you double the last bet, okay? So this is a martingale formula where it says you place $1, you place the next, and you lose that, you place $2. If you lose that, you place $4. If you lose that, you place $8. It doesn't matter what your first bet is. You're always doing that with a martingale. And if you go and Google martingale, you'll find that this is a formula that's been around a long time in the betting and trading industry. So if your first bet was a $10, your second and it lost, your second bet would be $20, And if it lost that, your third bet would be $40. And if it lost that, your third bet would be $80. So if your first bet was $100, the second bet, if it lost, would be $200. The third bet, if it lost the second one, would be $400. And if it lost that $400, it would place $800. That's martingale. Okay. But look what we've done. This is not a martingale formula. This is, I'm going to call this a programmer formula. This is a Danny Gale formula. Danny came up with these, you know, the head programmer, not because he plucked these out of the, you know, his backside. What he did was the programmers run many bots, thousands of all different formulas. Okay. And it came to be, these are the best performing formulas. We haven't just said, well, let's do 1, 1, 1. Let's do 1, 2, 4, and 8, which is a martingale. Oh, let's try 1, 3, 12, and 42. Oh, and why don't we try 1, 5, 25, and so on? It hasn't. The bot, we did it where it done every formula you could possibly think of. The bot has gone out and done it. We've done it. We've collected that data. Okay, we did those strategies and all that before. Same as with these algorithms. We've got here, we've called them, they could have been called algorithm 1, algorithm 2, algorithm 4, up to algorithm 10. But we just happen to call them 10, 20, 40, 30, 40, and so on. But these were the best performing algorithms. There's no particular order. And you won't know what's behind these algorithms, okay? It's because our bots, the programmers, run these algorithms to run simulated bots, and came back and said, you know, we've tested thousands, and out of the thousands we've tested, these are the top ones. These are the 10 that have done. Then we've got these strategies. We set up these strategies. There's a strategy in here that I use. There's a strategy in here that Darren uses. And there's another strategy that none of us use that the bot came up with, okay? Purely because the programmers run different strategies. They run different strategies, took our base strategies, and then said, right, let's see if we can improve on that. So we're not going to divulge what these strategies are. We're not going to divulge what these algorithms are. These things here are quite simple to work out, okay? But we're not going to tell you, we're not going to show you charts of live bots of when they placed a bet, how much they spent, and when they spent it in too much detail, because we will be giving our, you know, our coding away for our bots, and we don't want the people to come and copy us. If they want to go and create their own trading bots, let them do it. Okay, so there's a lot of work gone into this screen, and some of you might look at the screen and say, Jeremy, it's complicated. It's a lot of work. Well, if everything was easy, everybody would be rich. Okay. If you want to be, if you're serious about trading, I'll just stop sharing. If you're serious about trading, there's a couple of elements that you've got to understand. One, okay, don't use or don't spend money you can't afford to lose. Okay. If you've got a budget of 300 and say, look, I'm prepared to lose that 300, but I don't really want to lose it, then what I'm telling you should be doing is demo until you're 1,000,000% sure, you know what, I've cracked this. I understand what I need to do to help the bot get me the best strategy, okay, and to get me the best profit. Yet you have to do a bit of work yourself. If I pump in there too much data, I just think you're going to get information overload. So we keep it 3 days. You put your budget in, the bot will come back and tell you the stuff that it believes, or it tells you what it's traded with on that budget and what it could get. And it will give you back the strategies and the best formulas and the best algorithms. Admittedly, they might be different for every day. But if I showed you one formula and one algorithm and one strategy, and it worked yesterday and it worked 10 minutes ago, it doesn't mean it's going to work in 10 minutes time, okay? So what we're doing is to help combat that is we've added new algorithms to the bots, and we'll be uploading them, I think, at some point today, okay? And basically, we uploaded some of it yesterday, and some of you might see and say, well, my bot's not traded for 4 or 5 hours, or it's not traded for 24 hours. And that's purely because the bot's identified a bad chart. Okay, a bad chart. So let me see if I can give you. Let me see if I can give you. Where are we? let me see if I can give you an example. So let me just go Zukul.com, and then I think it is, just bear with me, is bet/test. There we go. So go here. Okay. So I'm just going to open up some of these. Okay. So look, is this a good chart? Of course it's not. It's a bad chart. Okay. So let's just see if I can find you. So I'll close that. Let's just find it. Let's go on to this one. So here we go. So the bots detected this as a bad chart. You see, bad chart. Keep away from, don't trading. Okay. Now you might be looking at the screen saying, well, that looks like a good chart to me. Well, I can tell you by myself looking at this, the bots, the charts come. It's been on a bear run, because you can see the way the Bollinger Bands, and it's had a massive drop down. So this is just an hour window. Okay. So an hour before that, it had a massive drop down. It steadied itself, and then it's gone up. Okay. So the bot said, well, because it dropped this massive drop, it steadied itself, but now it's on a bull run there, you know. So it's just had a bear run. Now it's on its bull run. So we're not going to trade on this chart. So the bot will look every 5 minutes at the charts, and it will pause the trading, and it won't pause the trading where it's going to pause where you'll see in here. You know, this won't change to pause. It won't change to pause like that. This will always say trading, but we will be putting a notification, because we've not finished it, to let you know that the bot's not trading on the chart at the moment, because it believes it's a bad chart, like this one. So if I go to the next chart, the bot says this is a good chart. So can you see now that the previous chart, that's an hour window, because look at the time, 8:30 to 8:59. Okay, so the bot recognized that last hour as a bad chart. So imagine now I showed you the stats for the last hour, and you said, oh, I'll set my bot up. But then in the next hour, it comes stable, and the bot starts to say, this is a good chart. Then another hour goes by. Let's just see. It's running to a bad chart. So you see what the bot's going to do is it's going to identify those windows when it can trade and when it can't trade. So it will switch itself on and off. It will say, whoa, whoa, something's going on here, and I'm not going to trade. I'm going to wait and see and let it get stable again. So it will go through another hour, and it will check. And as you see here, it says it's a bad chart. Okay. It go on another hour, still saying it's a bad chart. So there's like 3 hours have passed, and the bot wouldn't have done any trades. Okay. And you might say, send in a support ticket. Don't. Okay. Let your bots do. We'll put little notifications to let you know. But look, 4 hours have gone by. We're still on a bad chart. 5 hours have gone by. We've now got into a good chart. Okay. So imagine I showed you data for the last hour, and I said, well, okay, let me show you data for the last 3 hours, or the last 2 hours, or the last 4 hours. Well, we've just gone through 5 hours here nearly to get to a good chart. So it's irrelevant what the last hour is, but the bot needs to know what's gone on in the last hour, in the last 5 minutes. The bot doesn't want to. The bot doesn't want to be at a stage where it's. I didn't share my screen there. So let me share my screen. I do apologise. Hide that, and let me come back again. So if I go back here, you see, if I come back, let's go. Let's just see. So I was just showing you what I was showing you there. So I do apologise. I just see on the Hangout, that's Darren's one that I need to watch. Funds missing. Yeah, not sharing. Yeah, I do apologise, guys. So look, I'm now sharing. So you see, if I showed you the data of the last hour, look, we're still. Let me get to a good chart. We're still on bad. We're still on bad. Right. So here we got good. Okay. So you can see this. So the bot now. So if I showed you the last hour, I would show you a chart, and if you made your decision on that good chart, which is the last hour, but watch what happened in the next hour. The bot decided that it was a bad chart. Well, it's plain as a nose on your face. You could see that this is just going into a bull run, and you would lose money hand over fist. Bad chart. Bot would have paused. So there's 1 hour gone by that the bot's paused. Second hour, bad chart. 2 hours have gone by. Third hour, bad chart. Moving into the fourth hour, bad chart. Moving into the fifth hour, bad chart. Moving into the 6th hour, a good chart. So out of the 7 hours I just showed you, only 2 hours were tradable, because the bot detected bad charts. So you haven't got to send in a support ticket saying about good or bad charts, or sorry, your bot's not traded or it is traded, okay? Because we're still constantly working on the code, because we're not launching yet, are we? We're not launching. We're in this pre-launch for the binary option bot. And what we needed to do, we invited the founders and the leaders to use the bot so we could gain the data. So I would recommend, you know, those people that want to do live, go and do live if that's what you want to do. But I would recommend that you trade in demo mode. A trading demo mode. What you've done is you've allowed us to collect even more data with people trading using their things, not a robot choosing the strategy. They're taking giving what the robot's telling them and then doing a little bit themselves, you know, and then trading whether they're winning or losing. But we're recognizing and we're improving all the time the strategies, the formulas, the algorithms. And that's going on in the background. You can't, there's nothing visual I can show you. I can't show you a piece of code and you go, oh, yeah, I can see what you've done there, Jeremy. Well, I haven't done anything. The programmers have. You see, because we're collecting the data and we're working with it. By giving you more data on the front end, it's not going to make your life easier. It's just going to give you information overload. Now, if you want to, you still need to get a handle on how the robot works, okay? Go into the trading menu item, go down to getting started. There's let me show my screen. It's probably the easiest thing. If you haven't watched these videos, then it's a must. Okay, it's a must. So when you come into Zukul, come up to the trading bot at the top here, come down to getting started. Once you're on this screen, you'll find in the bottom right-hand corner here, this button here, there's 8 buttons on there. Okay, and there's one that says setting up your binary option trading robot. So if you click that, myself and Darren's done most of the work. If you've not created an account for pocket options through the master account, there's a button there that you need to do it. It shows you how to, if you've got access to the bot, it shows you how to link your bot with your pocket options account. But then after that, it shows you all the videos on everything. You know, there's videos I've made, mainly Darren. There's one there I've made. We will be adding to this, okay? We will be adding because the bot's going to be changing. But what we're doing is we're constantly working on the code and constantly working on the algorithms so that the bot gets more and more into a place where it can profit, because that's where we want to be. It's not going to profit for everybody, every bot. You know, you might have 2, 3 bots run profit. You might have 1, 2 that run a loss, but the thing is, what you want to do is you want to have a consistency in your bot setting up. And what I mean is, don't say, I'm going to set this one up for $20, this one up for $30, this one up for $40, this one up for $100. There's no point to that, because if you're trading with small budgets, you're not giving the bot time to work. It's very hard. Go into pocket options or any of your binary options and have a small budget of $20 and try and turn that into, you know, $200. It's a mammoth task. You have to really know what you're doing to be able to do it. I've done it from $5 and got it up to $70. I've taken a $100 account up to $700, but it's very hard with a small budget. So you're better off, if you've got $100 to spend, say, I'm going to set up some demo bots based on $100 and I'm going to watch what happens. But you might have a bot that wins and you set it up again tomorrow and it wins, and you set it up the 3rd day, it wins, you set it up the 4th day and it wins. You say, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy that bot now. Don't do that. Don't do that, because tomorrow it could lose. What you want to be doing, the same when you set up the bot now, you set up a bot in the future. Go and look at the charts. Go and watch those videos. Watch them again. Watch the videos. We give you the tools in the background. You've got that roadmap that you can click on to tell you how the bots were performing. You've got this chart that you'll be able to click on that button to show you how the bots were performing. Treat every bot as a new bot, okay? I don't recommend you go and duplicate bots. The duplicate button's there because you might want to choose the same settings or whatever, and it makes it quicker for you. But you know, don't be frightened to do a bit of work yourself. You know, if things were easy, you know, everybody would be rich. If it was easy to make money, everybody would be rich. These robots, this robot that we've created, nobody's done this before. Nobody. You can't. Most of the binary option sites, I only know of one other which we're going to integrate, one other that gives us access to API. All of the rest don't, because they don't want you to win. They don't want you to make money, because that's how they make their money, on losing. So they don't want us to win. So these robots that we created, we're doing something that's never ever been done before. And don't let anybody tell you it's been done, because it hasn't. There's not a robot that does what we're doing with binary options. It's a learning curve for us. Test with demo, test with demo, test with demo. Don't go live and then complain to yourself or send me a message saying, I've lost my money. You know, if you do that, that's your mistake. And the worst thing you can do is to set up bots with small amounts of money. Okay, set them up, minimum $100 budget. Okay, get it up and running. Set low profit targets, $20, even $10. What does it matter if your bot makes $10? You get 5. It's got another 5 to trade with. It might make one trade and say, I can't trade anymore. Okay, it's made you $5. It's better to make you $5 than to lose your 100, isn't it? So it's better to make you $10 than to lose your 100. It's better to make $20 than to lose your 100. It's no point in setting up a bot to make you $20 and you've set a budget of 24. You know, that's a big ask for a robot. Do the maths yourself. You know, if I've got a bot it's earned me $33 from 200, that's a 15% return on investment. Well, if I set a bot up with $20, 15%, it's a big ask. It's, you know, there's not enough money for the bot to trade. Set up bots with 100, 200 budget. Do them in demo. Do demo. Learn from it. Understand what you're doing. Don't expect everything to be handed you on a plate, because if you don't learn yourself, when the bot goes wrong and you lose your money in your demo account, you won't know what you've done. You'll say, well, actually, I just did what you did. I clicked that, I filtered this, I filtered that, and it told me that was the best bot to choose, and I chose it. Don't do that, okay? Because we wouldn't give you that information like that. We're saying to you, this is what the bot's performed over the last 3 days. Go and have a look what it is in the now. The bot will, as I said, when we've done these last changes, will choose when to trade and not to trade, okay? So if you have a bot that doesn't trade for hours or maybe a day or even 2 days, don't send in a support ticket saying it's broke, because it's not, okay? Because we had a flurry of tickets yesterday, and yesterday I know there was 34,000 bots, bets that were actually placed. 34,000 throughout the 24-hour day, okay, were placed. And that is because the bot's running. But it doesn't mean to say that your bot is running, because at the time you started your bot, it might be in a window where there's a bad, a bad chart. And as you just quite what I see now, if I set up a bot when that was a good chart, it would have made a trade, and then it would have waited 5 hours before it did the next trade. So don't send in a ticket. You say, well, my bot's stopped and it's not doing anything. It is doing, because it's looking at the charts and it's looking to trade. The same as when I go in and trade, the same as when Darren goes in and trade. We don't sit there and trade and say, right, I'm going to trade now at 11 o'clock and stop at a top at 12. You don't. You go in, you look at the charts and you say, I'll hang around. I'll make myself a cup of tea. The charts don't look good at the moment. Come back. I'll do a bit of trading. Charts go bad. I'll stop. I'll pause. I'll go and make another cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I'll grab some biscuits this time. Or I might go for a walk and come back in 10 minutes' time. That's how we're trading as humans. Well, the bot doesn't need to go and make cups of teas and have biscuits or cups of coffees and go for a walk. It constantly looks. It's constantly looking, okay? And what we're about to be uploading in the next few hours, and hopefully today stroke tomorrow, is an improvement what we uploaded yesterday. And that improvement was, it's looking at the charts, when to trade, not to trade. But we're noticing now, as we start to put these algorithms, there's things that we started to say, hold on a minute. That bot did a trade there when we don't believe it should have done. It's easy to see after the event, obviously, but we can see that there's patterns that have formed on the chart that we didn't see before. But now we've got the data, we're seeing them. We're seeing them with our own eyes. And now we're saying to the bot, right, we're going to improve. And we will constantly improve this robot to get better and better and better. I'll say again, when you trade, now, if you've got live access to the bot, let me just get rid of that. If you've got live access to the bot, trade on demo. Okay, trade on demo. Don't risk your money until you're confident that you know what you're doing. Don't go and set up bots for $5 and $20 and $30. You're wasting your time. You're just going to lose your money because you're not letting the bot have time to run. Okay, I know you don't want to lose $100. I know you don't want to lose 200, but you will lose it if you set 20, 20, 20, 20, because the bot will go, bang, lost, 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 oh, won, lost. Give it chance. Give the bot a chance. Set up a reasonable budget. Set up a budget that you can afford. Only trade with what you can afford to lose. Don't trade with what you are going to change your life, and don't whinge about it afterwards. But I'm saying to you, until you get to the stage of going live, do demo, demo, demo. Understand fully. It's great to put out screenshots on Facebook and things like that with demo bots, as obviously it is with live. But first off, master the demo. You've got to see the demos coming in, lining them up like little ducks in a row. $10 here, $5 here, $20 here, $15 here. Don't try and go for the big ones. And don't try and do loads of little tiny investments, okay? Nice, reasonable amounts, $100, $200. Line up the wins, 20s, 10s, 15s, 5s, whatever it is you want to line them up. Line them up. Then go to live and say, I got this. I've got it cracked. I'm not going to ramble anymore because I've got work to do. So I'm in the middle of working with the programmers on the binary option bot and plus the smart wallet. And I shall keep you updated as we go along. Thank you for all those people that pledged to be founders. We're still waiting for some people to get their money in, which is okay. We've already locked you in. We know what's going to happen. And I'll be updating you as to the funnel moves for those people that are founders. Okay, we'll be updating you for that. And also, we've had a few people send in pledges, if you like, because I said we've got a platinum position. I can tell you now, if you're interested in the platinum position, if you're sending in an offer, because a lot of people are sending in offers. We've had quite a few between the last 24 hours when I sent it, put it out on a hangout that we were going to auction a platinum position. We're up to just over 3 Bitcoin now for the bid. So if you haven't got 3 Bitcoin and above, don't send in a bid, because, quite frankly, you need to be, it's going to go to the highest bidder. I know that we're just over the 3 Bitcoins, okay, for the founder position as a platinum. So just bear that in mind for those people that are interested in bidding for the founder's platinum position. Okay, have a fantastic rest of the day or evening, and I'll see you on another broadcast fairly soon. Tutty bye.